Hello students, in this our lecture we will discuss about the next process of embryogenesis, that is gastrula formation. It is the gastrulation. Uh, when the blastula is going to change in the gastrula, then this is called as gastrulation, and gastrula is a structure in which the formation of three germ layers is going to take place, that is endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. The structure which has these three germ layers is termed as gastrula. Clear? So we will discuss about the gastrulation. In the blastula, we know that the blastula gets implanted in the endometrium of the uterus. In this blastula, many morphogenic changes are going to take place to convert this blastula into the gastrula. So we will discuss about these changes. What are the changes which are going to take place in the gastrula? This is the gastrula. We are drawing the structure of implanted gastrula in the endometrium. So this is the gastrula. It is the outermost cells. These are called as trophoblast or the trophoectoderm. So these are the trophoblast cells. The flat cells, these are the trophoblast. Clear? These are the cells of embryo which arranged in a mass that is called as embryonal axis. Clear? So these are the embryonal axis, the cells of embryo which are going to convert into the embryo, and the outermost layer is the trophoblast layer. The cells of embryo which are in contact with the trophoblast, it means these cells, the cells of the embryo which are in closely contact with the trophoblast, these cells are called as Rober's cell. These are the Rober's cell. Clear? The trophoblast is going to rise in the form of chorionic villi, which chorionic villi gets penetrated in the endometrium of the uterus and suck out nutrition from them. So here the trophoblast is going to rise the chorionic villi. These are the chorionic villi which will later on develop the placenta. This is the wall of endometrium. This is the endometrial layer. Clear? And the chorionic villi are penetrated into the endometrium layer. Clear? So these are the chorionic villi and this is the endometrium layer. This is the structure of implanted blastula. Clear? These cells are called as Rober's cell. This is the A structure. Now what are the changes are taking place in this structure? In the next structure, first change appears, that is the Rober's cells starts degenerating. Here I am drawing the structure. This is the structure and these are the trophoblast or trophoectoderm. Here the cells which are called as Rober's cells. Here the Rober's cells are there and these Rober's cells are starts degenerating. Clear? These yellow colored cells or the shaded cells are the Rober's cells. These Rober's cells are start degenerating. The Rober's cells degenerated from here, and the cells of embryo are arranged in a layer like a disc. Clear? So here the cells of embryo, these are the cells of embryo which gets arranged in a layer form. Here these are present in the randomly amassed form, and here the cells are going to arranged in the layered form. Clear? So these are the embryonal cell and these are the degenerating Roberts cell. These are degenerating Roberts cell, and these are the embryonal cells which arranged in the form of a disc or in the form of a layer. Now come to the next change. Here two changes are going to taking place. First one, degenerating of the Roberts cells, and the second one is the arrangement of embryonal cells in the form of a layer or in the form of a disc. Clear? Now the next cell, now the next structure, this is the B structure. In the next structure, this is the trophoblast. This is the trophoblast. The cells of embryonal axis transversely divide and form two layers. Clear? Here the degenerating Roberts cells are there, and these cells we are not drawing here, these cells. The cells of embryonal axis, these cells starts dividing and they divide to form a two-layered structure, transversely divide. This is the first layer. These cells are large columnar cells, and the second cells are the small cuboidal cells. Clear? I am drawing it from different color. This is the smaller cell which are called as hypoblast. These are cuboidal cells. These upper cells are the columnar cells, and these columnar cells are called as epiblast. Clear? And the smaller cells are the cuboidal cells, and these cuboidal cells are called as hypoblast. Clear? This is the hypoblast, and here the cavity is present. So this is the third change, that is the embryonal cells, the cells of embryonal axis which are arranged in a layer. They are starts dividing and they form a two-layered structure. A large columnar cell layer is there which is called as epiblast, and a small cuboidal cell layer is there which is called as hypoblast. Clear? This epiblast is going to give rise to the embryo. Hypoblasts are not taking part in the process of embryogenesis. The epiblast are going to give the embryo. So this is the structure number C. In the next stage, I am drawing only the epiblast cells. Clear? In this stage, the formation of endoderm is going to takes place. Clear? So here the formation of endoderm. This is the endoderm formation. So in the next stage, endoderm formation will takes place. Now how the formation of endoderm is going to takes place? This is the embryo. Clear? This is the trophoblast which are remain in contact. So this is the layer of trophoblast, or also called as trophoectoderm. Here I am drawing only the layer of epiblast. These are the bigger one cells which are called as epiblast. These cells again divide and forms a layer which starts delaminating. Clear? Here a space is formed between these two layers. The cells are formed by the dividation of these epiblast cells, but these cells separate from the epiblast by the process of delamination. ठीक है, इनका फॉर्मेशन epiblast के डिवाइडेशन से ही होगा, epiblast डिवाइड होकर ये सेल्स फॉर्म करेंगी, बट दीज सेल्स separate from the epiblast by the process of delamination. So here the delamination process is going to take place, and the layer which is formed, this layer is called as endoderm. This cellular layer is called as endoderm. This is the first embryonic layer. It means firstly always the endoderm formation will takes place. Here the process of delamination. So delamination process is going to takes place. Delamination, by the process of this delamination, the endoderm formation will takes place. This endoderm, the upper part of this endoderm give rise to the primary or the primitive gut or the alimentary canal. This upper part give rise to the alimentary canal, and the lower part give rise to the yolk sac. Clear? So it produce yolk sac. Clear? So this is the layer of endoderm. The amount of yolk sac in case of human beings is very much less, because the embryo is going to take nutrition from the placenta. Here there is no requirement of the more amount of yolk sac. That's why the amount is very less. This is the D structure. Clear? So here the endoderm formation will complete. Now after the formation of endoderm, mesoderm formation is going to take place. It means the second layer which is formed is called as mesoderm. This is the endoderm formation, and here the mesoderm formation will take place. This is mesoderm formation. So I am drawing the next structure, that is the E structure. This is again the trophoblast. So this is the trophoblast layer or the trophoectoderm which is in contact, and one more layer that is called as endoderm has been formed. So here endoderm is also there. Here the endoderm, this is the layer of endoderm, it has been formed. So this is the endoderm. Now the formation of mesoderm will takes place. Here the cells of epiblast, these are the cells of epiblast. This embryo will have two poles. Clear? That is this is the two ends. Here the two ends of the embryo are there. This end is called as cephalic end, now which will give rise to the brain or the nervous system part, and this is called as caudal end. So two ends are there. The cells of epiblast at the caudal end starts dividing. These cells starts dividing and forms a cellular mass. These cells start dividing and forms a cellular mass here in between these two. So this is called as mesoderm. These may be as the bunch of cells or the complete layer, complete membrane. This is the mesoderm, which will give rise to the many organs of the embryo. So the caudal end of the cell or the cells of caudal end divides to form the mesoderm. After the formation of mesoderm, the formation of ectoderm is going to take place. So here next stage, that is formation of ectoderm. Clear? In ectoderm formation, this is again the trophoblast cells. So these are the cells of trophoblast which remain in contact till the completion of embryogenesis takes place. So this is the trophoblast, and here the cells of epiblast. These are the columnar cells of epiblast. Here the layer of endoderm is there. So this is the endoderm layer. This is the endoderm. This is endoderm. And this is the mesoderm layer. These are the cells of mesoderm, and this will give rise to the mesoderm membrane. Now the cells of cephalic end. Here the caudal end cells divide to form mesoderm, and the cells of cephalic end divides to form ectoderm, and they starts arranging below the layer of trophoblast. Here the layer of trophoblast is there, and the cells are in contact with the trophoblast layer. So this layer is called as ectoderm. This final layer is called as ectoderm. In this way, this is the E structure and this is the F structure. In this way, the formation of endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm is going to take place, and the formation of gastrulation is completed here. All of these layers will give rise to the different structures of the embryo. Clear? One more thing is going to take place here, that is formation of amniotic cavity. Now what is the amniotic cavity? Here I am drawing the structure of amniotic cavity. I am drawing the structure of blastula. Just first one structure, that is, this is the structure of blastula. Here the layer of trophoblast. This is the trophoblast, the flat cells, and inside the trophoblast embryonal axis is there. This is the embryonal axis. Clear? This is embryonal axis. This is the structure of blastula. Here the chorionic villi are formed. So this is the structure of our implanted blastula. The cells of embryonal axis which are in contact with the trophoblast, these are called as Rober's cell. And in the first cell, we have studied that in the first step of gastrulation, the Rober's cells starts degenerating. So after the degeneration of Rober's cells, now from here the Rober's cells gets degenerated, and after the degeneration here a cavity is developed. After degeneration, here a cavity is developed. This cavity is called as amniotic cavity, and it is filled with the fluid that is called as amniotic fluid. So this cavity is called as amniotic cavity, which is filled with amniotic fluid. As the process of gastrulation is going on, the cavity becomes larger and larger, and at the end it surrounds almost all the half of the embryo. Now this cavity becomes larger. Clear? So this is called as amniotic cavity. The formation of embryonic cavity is also going to take place during the process of gastrulation. Clear? So this is all about the process of gastrulation, in which we have studied the formation of 3 germ layers, that is first germ layer, that is endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. In our next video, we will discuss about the fate of these germ layers. Thank you very much.